The 4% rule stands as one of the most widely discussed principles within the realm of financial independence, renowned for its research-backed validity, rigorous testing, and perhaps most crucially, its simplicity. In today's video, we embark on a comprehensive exploration of the 4% rule, with the intention of equipping you to seamlessly integrate it into your unique journey towards financial independence. Over a span of 30 years, they subjected diverse portfolios, each with varying combinations of stocks and bonds, to withdrawal percentages ranging from 3% to 12%. The culmination of their endeavors revealed that on a 50-50 stock-to-bond portfolio adjusted for inflation, a 4% withdrawal rate enabled the portfolio to endure unscathed a staggering 96% of the time. In simpler terms, if you possessed a portfolio valued at $1 million, invested in a 50-50 stock-to-bond ratio, and withdrew 4% annually for 30 consecutive years, there existed a 96% probability that your portfolio would remain intact at the conclusion of those 3 decades. Naturally, this analysis omits several variables such as inflation-adjusted withdrawals, tax ramifications, and the potential timing of failures. However, the findings from this study, now famously known as the Trinity Study, offer a convenient metric for ascertaining how much of your nest egg you can expend annually without depleting your financial resources. In essence, if you can sustain yourself on 4% of your investment portfolio, you have effectively achieved financial independence. To look at it inversely, accumulating 25 times your annual expenses is the key to achieving financial independence. Allow me to illustrate with a few examples. If your current annual expenses amount to $40,000 and you aim to maintain that level of spending, you would require a portfolio of $1 million. Similarly, if your yearly expenses reach $80,000, you would need a portfolio valued at $2 million. The same outcome can be achieved by multiplying your expenses by 25. $40,000 times 25 equals $1 million, and $80,000 times 25 equals $2 million. Nonetheless, it is crucial to note that there are no guarantees that your financial resources will last indefinitely, as this hinges on external factors beyond your control, such as actual investment returns and inflation. Consequently, allow me to impart several key takeaways pertaining to the 4% rule, which you should bear in mind as you incorporate it into your future financial planning. First and foremost, recognize that the 4% rule should serve as a guiding principle rather than an inflexible directive. The financial landscape is replete with volatility, interest rate fluctuations, and economic unpredictability. Therefore, employing the 4% rule to determine your path to financial independence is akin to using Google Maps to estimate your commute time to work. You input your destination into Google Maps and it furnishes an approximate travel duration. Similarly, the 4% rule provides a rough estimate of how long your financial resources will last. However, like driving, numerous variables can alter the actual duration. Consider, for instance, the time of day, traffic conditions, or unexpected accidents during your commute. If you choose to drive to work during rush hour, your commute may be 30 minutes longer. Conversely, if you opt for a 1 a.m. commute, you might reach your destination 30 minutes earlier. The average travel time provides a general idea of your commute's duration, but various factors can modify the actual travel time. Likewise, the 4% rule offers an approximate estimate of your retirement finances or your progress toward it, but its execution hinges on the timing of your retirement and the prevailing market conditions. Furthermore, your own financial behavior can exert a significant influence. Suppose your expenses decline after retirement due to the cessation of work-related commuting. In that case, the likelihood of your financial resources lasting longer increases. Conversely, if post-retirement expenses rise due to health or other factors, the odds of your financial security diminishing rise accordingly. Consequently, the 4% rule should be employed as a guideline that can be adapted to evolving circumstances. The second takeaway emphasizes that high income is not a prerequisite for retirement, including early retirement. It is a common misconception that substantial income is a prerequisite for amassing sufficient wealth for a comfortable retirement. Many presume that a six-figure income is mandatory. However, when we engage in the 4% calculation, it becomes apparent that income is not the focal point. It's all about living expenses. Specifically, the emphasis is on how you need to cover your lifestyle costs. Consequently, if you possess a modest income but lead a frugal lifestyle and have a reasonable income growth rate to accumulate the 4% threshold, you are by definition financially independent. Consider the following scenario. Two individuals, one a high-earning doctor with an annual income of $400,000 and the other a carpenter with a modest income of $40,000. Each individual's lifestyle aligns with their respective incomes, with the doctor spending 90% of their income on luxuries such as a large home, extravagant cars, and lavish vacations, amounting to $360,000 annually. Consequently, the doctor can only save 10% of their income for retirement, which equates $40,000 per year. Conversely, the carpenter's lifestyle tied to their $40,000 income entails more modest expenses, including housing, groceries, and occasional weekend getaways, totaling $36,000 per year. Thus, the carpenter also saves 10% of their income, amounting to $4,000 annually. Herein lies the intriguing revelation. Although the doctor saves 10 times more than the carpenter, both individuals will reach retirement at the same time due to their respective lifestyle expenses. Utilizing the 4% rule, the doctor requires 25 times their $360,000 lifestyle expenses, which totals $9 million. Similarly, the carpenter needs 25 times their $36,000 lifestyle expenses, which amounts to $900,000. For both individuals, saving and investing 10% of their income annually, assuming an 8% annual return, entails approximately 38 years before achieving financial independence. Remarkably, despite the doctor's tenfold income advantage over the carpenter, they retire simultaneously due to their differing lifestyle expenditures. Thus, high income does not serve as a prerequisite for financial independence and can even be counterproductive, as it often necessitates sustaining a high-cost lifestyle. The third takeaway underscores the critical importance of avoiding funds with exorbitant fees. In this content, any fund with an expense ratio surpassing 0.25% is deemed excessively costly. Actively managed funds in particular frequently biannual fees ranging from 1% to 2%. These fees substantially erode the 4% rule's effectiveness. When an advisor charges an annual fee of 1% instead of withdrawing 4% from your investments, you can only extract 3%. When dealing with a substantial nest egg, these fees accumulate significantly. For instance, if you diligently amassed $1 million portfolio and entrusted it to an investment manager imposing a 1% expense fee, you would be paying $10,000 annually for their services. In stark contrast, a low-cost index fund such as Vanguard Total Market Index Fund, boasting an expense ratio of 0.04%, would necessitate a mere $400 annual fee on a $1 million investment portfolio. The disparity between $400 and $10,000 is unmistakable. Furthermore, a multitude of actively managed funds fail to outperform the simple index consistently. A 2013 study conducted by Vanguard examined over 1,500 actively managed equity funds across a 15-year span, revealing that 82% of these funds fell short of outperforming the basic index. Rather than publicizing their dismal performance, underperforming funds are often discreetly shelved while new funds are introduced to entice unsuspecting investors. Consequently, when entrusting 1 to 2% of your annual funds to active mutual fund managers, the predictions stemming from the Trinity Study are effectively rendered invalid. To drive this point home, consider that the Trinity Study failed to account for the potential reduction in returns resulting from investment management fees over the portfolio's lifespan. F.I.R.E, a professor of retirement income at the American College for Financial Services, highlighted this issue concerning the Trinity Study and high fees. In a 50-50 stock-to-bond portfolio over 30 years, a 4% withdrawal rate exhibits a 96% success rate. However, when portfolio fees escalate to 1%, the success rate plummets to 84%. With a 2% expense ratio, the success rate dwindles to a mere 65%. Hence, avoiding high fees is paramount, as these fees chiefly benefit overpaid fund managers while yielding minimal returns for you. Investing in low-cost index funds and managing your investments independently is a far more favorable strategy. The fourth key takeaway accentuates the importance of taking calculated risks in your investments, implying the necessity of incorporating a substantial portion of stocks in your portfolio. When we discuss the 4% rule, our primary focus revolves around the withdrawal aspect. Nevertheless, it is crucial not to overlook the pivotal role of asset allocation, specifically the distribution between stocks and bonds, in determining the success rate of this model. The Trinity Study executed scenarios with diverse asset allocations, and the resulting success rates varied significantly based on the percentage of stocks and bonds within the portfolio. For instance, a portfolio comprising 75% stocks and 25% bonds over a 30-year period with inflation-adjusted withdrawals yields a 100% success rate for a 4% annual withdrawal rate. However, when the stock-to-bond composition is altered to 50-50, the success rate diminishes to 96%, with further reductions as the proportion of stocks decreases. At 25% stocks and 75% bonds, the success rate dwindles to 80%, ultimately plummeting to a mere 35% with an all-bond portfolio. The data underscores the critical role of holding stocks in a portfolio's survival. Admittedly, stocks come with inherent risk, characterized by high volatility and susceptibility to market fluctuations. For many, this volatility can be intimidating, as the prospect of losing one's nest egg looms large. Nevertheless, risk is synonymous with reward, and to reap the benefits, one must be willing to assume some degree of risk. While not advocating for 100% stock allocation, a portfolio consisting of at least 50% or even 75% stocks is advisable. Thus, the takeaway is clear. The inclusion of stocks in your portfolio is instrumental in ensuring its long-term viability. The fifth and final key takeaway, my personal favorite, highlights the paramount importance of spending less to expedite retirement or attain financial independence earlier. When I initially encountered the 4% rule, I found it challenging to grasp its practical application. The concept of accumulating 25 times my expenses seemed daunting. However, I had an epiphany. Rather than striving to reach a 4% threshold tied to my current lifestyle, what if I reduced my lifestyle costs? By reducing my financial requirements, I could expedite my journey toward the 4% goal. During our initial foray into investment, saving even 10% of our income proved to be a formidable challenge. With the addition of children to take care for, it often felt as though we were continually incurring new expenses to keep pace with our neighbors' lifestyles. I grappled with the prospect of accumulating 25 times our expenses, given our circumstances. However, a light bulb moment arrived when I realized that instead of aiming for a 4% figure linked to our existing lifestyle, I could opt to lower our lifestyle expenses. Every dollar trim for our budget translated into an accelerated path toward a 4% threshold, igniting our enthusiasm. In 2012, Mr. Money Mustache, a prominent financial independent blogger, published an article titled "The Shockingly Simple Math Behind Every Early Retirement." In this article, he articulated that savings rate and financial independence share a direct correlation. As savings rates increase, two significant outcomes transpire: greater savings and investment growth, as well as reduced expenditures. The latter aspect is often underestimated but holds the key to financial success. To illustrate, consider an individual with an annual income of $100,000, sustaining a lifestyle that costs $80,000 per year, resulting in a 20% savings rate. To achieve a nest egg capable of funding $80,000 in expenses with an estimated 8% annualized return, it would take approximately 28.5 years to retire. However, if this individual substantially curtails their lifestyle to $50,000 per year, effectively increasing their savings rate to 50%, they are not only saving more, but also necessitating less to sustain their revised lifestyle. Consequently, the time required to reach financial independence is slashed in half, approximately 14 years. Thus, by embracing a frugal approach and reducing expenditures, one can significantly expedite their journey to financial independence. To encapsulate, the 4% rule serves as an invaluable rule of thumb for gauging process toward financial independence. It empowers individuals to assess their proximity to their financial goals. Thank you for joining us today, and if you seek guidance on selecting suitable funds to invest in, aligning with your pursuit of financial independence, please explore some of our related videos here. Until next time, we wish you all the best on your financial journey.